We welcome in James Kostulias is with us, Head of Trading Services at Charles Schwab. It's great to see you again. Glad you're here because the volatility has been wild. We're going to delve into the STAX report. Of course, I want to get the details there. A big picture thought on the markets?
Hey, Nicole. Great to see you again. Thanks so much for having me back. Big picture thoughts. Volatility and uncertainty abound. Having just watched some of the technical corner over there with Kevin, really clear volatility is here and here to stay.
So we're going to go through the action, but the overall takeaway here is that the STAX report, the number fell, the score was lower. It was multiple months, 2 months in a row. I mean, it's showing the apprehension.
I think that's absolutely true. Falling to 48.4 below the 50 level is meaningful, and we're at the second lowest we've had over the course of the last year. And so falling 7%, not out of line with the S&P. It's always interesting to see some of the correlation between STAX and the S&P falling 7% and 6%, but certainly showing the apprehension in the markets for our Schwab clients.
What's interesting, though, is they were buying. They didn't just sell everything. I mean, no one does that, particularly because then you might miss a rally. Like today, for example, you had an opportunity to sell at a higher price if you wanted to sell. Tell us a little bit about the selling, though. I saw there was tech in there and many other sectors.
Yeah, and the tech story is a nuanced one. So net, our clients were absolutely sellers of tech. But they were buyers of some of the specific big names that you might expect. So your Palantir, your Amazon, your Nvidia. And then I think, and somewhat of what is this enigma with this market, you had Apple that sort of oscillated back and forth over the course of a month between our clients being buyers and then also being sellers. And so I think that's a bit enigmatic of what we've seen sort of holistically within the market. And then just to remind our viewers, Nicole, that is the March data. So obviously, March feels like a lifetime away based on what we've seen over the course of the last week or so here with the increased volatility. But in this recent period of increased volatility, we've got, again, some interesting sort of conflicting information where on a client basis, our Schwab clients are actually been buyers, but on a net dollars basis, they've been sellers fairly meaningfully. So you've got a lot of different clients maybe buying the dip, but you've got the net big money more on the sell side.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, maybe they were sort of shoring up, worried about the tariffs. I mean, a lot of people were. And what's interesting with the buying, you mentioned Palantir, but on that list, I did see Nvidia, Tesla, Amazon, Alphabet, Palantir. Folks maybe wanted to get a little bit of it, but the big picture is they're selling. And they sold AT&T, Alibaba, some of the oil stocks, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the two sectors our clients were long in March would have been your financials and your consumer discretion. But I think the numbers tell you a little bit of a broader story, i.e., over the last 2 weeks of February and then the full month of March, for 5 out of those 6 weeks, our clients were net sellers. So to your point, heading into the confusion, for lack of a better term, around tariffs, we saw clients taking risk and taking leverage and taking exposure off the table, both at the end of February and then all the way through March.
Yeah, on that list, I think I may have missed one. I saw AT&T, MicroStrategy, Alibaba, Exxon, Chevron, and this as oil right now is below $60. So I guess they did okay with those sells. When we think about sentiment now and the soft data, it has been showing that people have been a little nervous about the tariffs, about inflation, right?
Absolutely. And I think what the STAX shows here, and has showed a few times, is that sort of that adage of retail money is dumb money is probably an outdated one, especially for the Schwab clients, to your point, taking actions heading into this period of uncertainty to take some risk off and limit their exposure. And I think traders like volatility. They don't like uncertainty. I think what we see right now is so much uncertainty within the markets, and the traders are trying to figure it out.
Yeah, and look, the big money is what's going to really drive that trend, right? That you made that point.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, James, it's great to see you. I really look forward now, or maybe I don't, to the April. Of course I do. I always want to see what people are doing. And, you know, everybody wants to know. It's nice to have the transparency. It's nice to have Charles Schwab and all the services and the education that it provides. James Kostulias, Head of Trading Services at Charles Schwab. Thank you.